UFC 64, Anderson Silva versus Rich Franklin. The day Anderson Silva destroyed Rich Franklin in the UFC was memorable. This historic conquest occurred on October the 14th, 2006 over in the States, with Anderson Silva and Rich Franklin exchanging blows in one of the most awaited UFC fights of that year, featuring a hardcore round. The fight took place for the UFC middleweight title, with Anderson Silva challenging and dominating the then-champion Rich Franklin. On the night of the fight, Rich Franklin arrived full of swagger, while Anderson Silva entered with the calm of someone who's faced giants. After the ref gave the instructions, the fighters shook hands and the fight began. First round. The first round started with the crowd sizing each other up in the octagon. Rich was on point and sent a kick to the thigh and across to Anderson. Unsatisfied, Franklin landed a kick to Silva's thigh. Thirsty for victory, Rich hit his opponent with a cross right on the mark. Unsatisfied, Franklin landed a kick to Anderson's thigh. The fight was contested with intense body-to-body combat. In a fierce exchange, the opponents landed kicks, and in a heavy duel, a battle of heavy blows with punches and knees ensued. The exchange continued heating up until Anderson threw Rich against the cage and delivered several knees, dominating the round. Full of tricks, Silva landed a strong kick to Franklin's thigh. In a key moment, Anderson landed a powerful knee to Rich's face, followed by two kicks and a brutal knee that knocked Rich down, knocking him out. With the end of the fight, Anderson Silva was declared the winner by technical knockout in an electrifying matchup. With this victory, Anderson Silva is estimated to have pocketed about $50,000. And Rich, rumors are swirling that he took home about $32,000. UFC Fight Night 5, Anderson Silva versus Chris Leben. The day Anderson Silva massacred Chris Leben in the UFC was epic. This crushing confrontation occurred on June 28, 2006, over in the States, with Anderson Silva and Chris Leben throwing down in a fierce fight, featuring an insane round. The fight marked Anderson Silva's debut in the UFC, where he shocked the world with a hair-raising performance. On the night of the fight, Chris Leben entered determined, while Anderson Silva entered switched on. After the ref gave the instructions, the fighters shook hands and the fight began. First round. The first round started off with a bang. Anderson went in with everything and landed a powerful straight. Chris, furious, tried to retaliate but ended up on the ground. Irate, Leben managed to land a precise cross, but Silva didn't let it slide and responded. Full of tricks, Silva landed a devastating cross on Chris. Unsatisfied, Anderson landed a brutal high kick to the head, followed by three devastating crosses to the face. In a key moment, Silva unleashed a flurry of punches, as well as a sinister knee that sent Leben to the ground again. After celebrating, Anderson shared his water with his opponent and embraced him, demonstrating great sportsmanship. With the end of the fight, Anderson Silva was declared the winner by knockout in a breathtaking battle. With this victory, it's said that Anderson Silva pocketed a sum of $36,000. And Chris Leben, rumors are swirling that he took home about $10,000. UFC 101, Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin. The day Anderson Silva humiliated Forrest Griffin in the UFC was sensational. This crazy brawl took place on August 8, 2009, over in the States, with Anderson Silva and Forrest Griffin exchanging blows in one of the most spectacular UFC fights of that year, featuring an action-packed round. The fight was a light heavyweight bout, with Anderson Silva, the middleweight champion, moving up a weight class to face the former light heavyweight champion Forrest Griffin. On the night of the fight, Forrest Griffin entered focused, while Anderson Silva entered switched on and calculating. After the ref gave the instructions, the guys shook hands and the fight began. First round. The first round started with the fighters sizing each other up. Griffin tried a kick to the thigh, but Anderson grabbed his leg and responded with a kick. Forrest went in with a high kick that grazed Silva. Without wasting time, Griffin pressed Anderson, looking for an opening to score. Unsatisfied, Forrest tried to intimidate Silva with his strikes. Unstoppable, Griffin landed a high kick on his opponent. Determined to win, Forrest advanced with a barrage of punches. Without hesitation, Griffin launched a high kick and a straight that grazed. Forrest was full throttle and landed a powerful cross. Full of tricks, Griffin went in with a series of punches. The fight was contested, and the fighters unleashed a flurry of blows that cut through the air. In another exchange, the opponents threw punches that grazed. Anderson, who didn't stay behind, landed a powerful right cross that knocked Forrest down, followed by another sinister cross. Tired of Forrest's games, Silva called his opponent back to the fight. Aggressively, Anderson landed a powerful punch to his opponent's chest. Wanting to end the fight, Anderson landed a precise straight, dodged well, and released a devastating straight that knocked his opponent down. Without wasting time, Silva went in with a flurry of punches and offered help for his opponent to get up. In a key moment, Anderson dodged several strikes and landed a brutal cross that knocked out Forrest. Ecstatic, Silva celebrated his victory, while Griffin ran out of the ring without giving any explanation. With the end of the fight, Silva was declared the winner by technical knockout in a breathtaking battle. With this victory, Anderson Silva is estimated to have pocketed about $200,000. And Forrest Griffin, rumors are swirling that he took home about $100,000. UFC 117, Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen. The day Anderson Silva snatched victory from Chael Sonnen at UFC was unbelievable. This tense battle happened on August 7th, 2010, over in the States, with Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen throwing down in one of the most dramatic UFC fights that year, featuring 5 rounds full of adrenaline. The fight was for the UFC middleweight title, with Anderson Silva defending his belt in a spectacular comeback against challenger Chael Sonnen. On the fight night, Chael Sonnen arrived full of swagger, while Anderson Silva entered super focused with the vibe of someone who's faced the tough guys. After the ref gave the instructions, the fighters exchanged a quick salute and the brawl began. Yo, fight fan! Before you continue watching the video, hit subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a knockout. First round. The first round kicked off with the fighters going at it, no holding back. Determined, Anderson landed a precise straight to his opponent's belly. Unsatisfied, Silva let loose a kick that landed squarely on Chael. The fighters exchanged blows that were narrowly missing. Full of tricks, Silva grabbed Sonnen's foot in a slick move. Focused, Chael tried a knee strike, but Silva, sharp on the game, grabbed his foot. Knowing his stuff, Sonnen hit a kick to Anderson's thigh. Not wasting a moment, Chael tried to take Silva down, but he dodged just in time. Thirsty for victory, Sonnen landed a powerful straight that shook Silva, who quickly recovered. But that didn't stop Sonnen from throwing a few uppercuts. Wanting to finish it off, Chael went in, taking Silva down and trying to lock in a guillotine. Unsatisfied, Sonnen delivered a powerful straight, followed by a respectable cross. Without mercy, Chael landed a strong cross, followed by another precise one. Besides pressing Silva against the cage, Sonnen threw an elbow, followed by some crosses. Wanting to take down Anderson, Chael unleashed a flurry of blows, including a devastating cross. Punishing Silva, Sonnen fired off several accurate punches, as well as 2 powerful crosses. The first round ended with Sonnen ahead, scoring 10-9, promising an intense and balanced fight. Second round. In the heat of the second round, the fighters were more aggressive and fell into exchanging blows until they ended up on the ground. Determined, Silva landed an elbow to Sonnen's head. Skillful, Anderson dodged Chael's blows and landed a cross on his opponent. Full of tricks, Silva kept his distance and nailed a cross right on the mark. In a crucial moment, Anderson twisted his opponent's arm, forcing him to give up. In the clinch, Silva tried to immobilize Chael, but he resisted and threw some crosses, slaps, and headbutts, as well as hitting Silva's back, who held firm. A heavy body fight ensued on the ground. Trying to get the upper hand, Anderson threw a punch, and Sonnen responded with a cross to the chin. The fighters seemed tired, but the fight remained intense. with heavy exchanges happening. Chael tried a powerful cross that narrowly missed. Determined, Sonnen landed several blows to Silva's face, followed by a crushing cross. Unsatisfied, Chael landed a devastating cross to Anderson's face, as well as a brutal elbow. Wanting to finish Silva, Sonnen threw a monstrous elbow. The round ended 10-9 for Chael, opening a 2-point lead, making the atmosphere even more electric and putting huge pressure on Anderson. Third round. In the third round, Anderson went on the offensive and landed a cross to Sonnen's chest, grabbing his opponent's leg. Focused, Silva delivered a spinning kick that hit Chael squarely. In the exchange, Silva reacted and changed position, trapping his opponent. Determined, Anderson unleashed a sinister cross to Sonnen's head. Unsatisfied, Silva landed a powerful cross on Chael. The fight heated up, with the fighters determined to score. The two engaged in a fierce battle, giving their all in the octagon. Chael threw his opponent to the ground, but Silva grabbed his arms, immobilizing him. With grit, Sonnen delivered 2 knees to Silva, as well as several precise crosses, trying to make his opponent give up. Wanting to hurt Anderson, Chael delivered 2 heavy crosses to the ribs and 1 to the head, as well as hitting some crosses to the face. Dominating, Sonnen landed a cross to the ribs and another to the face. Unsatisfied, Chael unleashed several crosses to the ribs and 1 to the face of his opponent. And even being held back, he tried several crosses, finishing with a sinister cross. The third round ended with a 10-8 score for Sonnen, who surged ahead with a 4-point lead. At this point in the fight, Silva only had the hope of a knockout to turn the game around. Fourth round. When the fourth round started, both fighters went at it with powerful blows. Sonnen delivered a devastating cross to his opponent. Unsatisfied, Chael pummeled Anderson, throwing several crosses at his opponent. Full of tricks, Sonnen landed several blows to the ribs and 1 to Silva's face, showing his intent. A heavy exchange ensued with several sinister blows. Anderson didn't stay behind and landed an elbow that dazed Chael. Without wasting time, Silva landed a powerful cross. With determination, Anderson managed to take down and stay on top, landing several heavy blows. Wanting to hurt Sonnen with grit, Silva landed a few elbows. The round ended with an advantage for Anderson Silva, who managed to score 10-9 on the scoreboard, staying 3 points behind Sonnen. Fifth round. The fifth round started heated, with Chael going in for a takedown, but ended up falling. Anderson launched a cross that grazed, causing him to unbalance. Sonnen, sharp in the game, went all out in the mount. Chael tried to find a way to finish Silva, but he was alert and managed to escape. Determined, Sonnen landed several crosses to the face, as well as some to the ribs. Still in the mount, Chael delivered several brutal blows and other devastating crosses. Sonnen was all in, wanting the victory, but Silva held him firmly. With skill, Anderson landed a cross right on the mark and a powerful straight on his opponent. In a key moment, Silva managed to lock the leg and close the guard, applying a rear naked choke and pulling Sonnen's arm back, making him tap out. There was some confusion, as Chael claimed he hadn't tapped, but since the ref had already stopped the fight, Silva was declared the winner by submission and won the belt in a hair-raising fight. With sportsmanship, Silva knelt before Sonnen and then embraced him. With this victory, Anderson Silva is estimated to have pocketed about $200,000. And Chael Sonnen, rumors are swirling that he took home about $35,000. UFC 126, Anderson Silva versus Vitor Belfort. The day Anderson Silva destroyed Vitor Belfort in the UFC was insane. This epic showdown took place on February 5th, 2011, over in the States, with Anderson Silva and Vitor Belfort throwing down in one of the most anticipated UFC fights of the year, featuring a hardcore round. The fight was for the UFC middleweight title, with Anderson Silva defending his belt against the veteran Vitor Belfort. On the night of the fight, Vitor Belfort walked in confident, while Anderson Silva entered focused with the chill of someone who's faced giants. After the ref gave the instructions, the dudes shook hands and the fight kicked off. First round. The first round started with the guys sizing each other up, throwing a few punches just to test the reaction. Thirsty for victory, Belfort sent a low kick. Without wasting time, he tried a low kick that cut the air. In a masterstroke, Vitor went for Silva with a wicked cross and a sinister straight. Anderson didn't take it lying down, tried a low kick, but lost his balance. Sizing up the situation, Silva dropped his guard, trying to tire Belfort, who kept his guard high. Full of tricks, Anderson made some hand gestures to mess with his opponent's concentration. Silva launched a high kick, but Vitor saw the gap and took Silva down, rolling into a lighter exchange. Not satisfied, Vitor tried a high kick, but Silva defended and sent a low kick to Vitor's thigh. The blows from both were cutting the air. At a key moment, Anderson landed a front kick to Belfort's face that sent him to the ground, followed by two heavy crosses. Silva celebrated and worried about Vitor, went over to him, giving a hug and helping him up. At the end of the brawl, Anderson Silva was declared the winner by knockout in a fight that shocked everyone. After receiving the belt, Silva knelt and placed the belt in front of Vitor, showing his humility. With this win, Anderson Silva is estimated to have pocketed about $200,000, and Vitor Belfort snagged an even bigger payout, with rumors saying he took home about $275,000. Enjoyed seeing this epic brawl? Then you'll freak out on the day Conor McGregor massacred Nate Diaz at UFC. Curious? And then just hit up the video popping up on your screen and check out this legendary fight.